Hey, I'm Sarah, and you're listening to She's Doing All Right. This is a place for advice, encouragement, and personal stories for women in all stages of life. Whether you're figuring out your career, dealing with mental health, or experiencing postpartum motherhood, this is a space for you to be recognized. There's so much to compare ourselves to, and it can be really hard navigating it all. So I'm here to remind you that while the goal is to be thriving, it's okay if we are just doing all right for now. Thanks for being here, and without further ado, let's get into it. I have to apologize in advance because neither of my children are going to sleep tonight, apparently. It is almost 8 o'clock. My 15-month-old is running around. My 3.5-year-old is watching a show. Well, it's like a bedtime story. He's not feeling his best. I don't know what the issue is with my younger one. Anyway, the point of that is that there are very likely going to be footsteps in this background of this. The audio might not be something that I am super stoked on, and I'm so sorry if you hear footsteps, and or babies crying. However, I would like to assure you that it will still be better than what I recorded a couple nights ago, because I went to go edit it earlier today, and it was word salad. My husband was like, why can't you just edit that one and like cut pieces out? And I'm like, no, you don't understand. I have to re-record this because I'm trying to get better about not re-recording and just being like, this is what I made. We're going to get it out there, make the practice, essentially. That one I need to delete so it never sees the light of day. It is so jumbled and my thoughts are like barely there. It was a good idea, but it was rushed, and we're going to start this over. So today I'm talking about entitlement, habits we've outgrown, and comparison. A few weeks ago, I was listening to a podcast, and she said something like, we're entitled to screen time before our kids go to bed, but that's not necessarily serving us anymore. And we need to become more entitled to like a workout or whatever it is that we want to be doing. It struck me so much. Like, I feel like I've never thought of it that way. It doesn't matter how much time I've had on my phone all day, but I will get to the end of the day, put the kids to bed, and even if I do a workout or I do grab my book or my journal, I'll sit there with those things, but I'm on my phone. Like, I feel more entitled to my screen time as like decompression. And that's not necessarily where I want to be in life. So I was thinking of the other things I feel entitled to sometimes without realizing it. One big one for me is cookies. I bake a lot, or I was baking a lot. I've realized I kind of feel entitled to eating a few cookies. I feel like they're calorie free because I baked them all myself. But then it's frustrating because I'm not getting the results I want from my workouts or the rest of my diet. Screen time after the kids are in bed, for sure, like I was saying. It doesn't matter how late it is. I feel like it takes a lot for me to go to bed without checking my phone, without checking all my apps. And of course, once I get into the apps, then I'm scrolling for a little bit. So that's not helpful either. The other one for me is spending money when I'm uncomfortable or stressed. So feeling like I have a right to these things, and also knowing at the same time that they're not aligning with the choices that I actually want to be making. They're not aligning with the vision of myself that I have in my head. For example, I want like a strong, lean body, and I'm trying to build my muscles. I'm trying to get more energy, so I'm trying to sleep better. Financially, like I want more financial growth. Those are all things that are kind of like I'm working against those, based on the habits and the entitlement I feel towards these habits I'm carrying right now. So I was thinking, like, how can I change my attitude? And if this is resonating for you, how can you change your attitude? I think we could become entitled to the things that we are wanting. And I look at the people who I follow who are very disciplined, and they are entitled to their workout. That's their thing. They will usually try and get a workout in the morning, say. But if they make the whole day and they don't do it, they are going to do it before bed. It's like, I'm entitled to a workout before I go to bed. They're not on their phone. They're doing their workout. They are entitled to saving their money rather than spending it. And like they feel like that's what they owe themselves. And it's just this discipline that I think stems from choosing what you deserve. And really, that's what we're doing. We're setting the standard for what we think we deserve. Yeah, it's just been like a couple of days here, a couple of weeks now, where I've been really dwelling on this and trying to be mindful of what habits and what bars I'm setting for myself. And as a mom, what bars are my kids seeing me set for myself? Because chances are they're going to try to reach those and maybe a little bit higher, but not a ton higher. Maybe, I don't know. That's maybe a different topic for a different day. Another way of looking at this, though, is as habits that we've completely outgrown. I really like this mindset because there's so many things that we outgrow. One of the examples I was thinking of is like a high school class. Like, you're there every single day. It becomes a habit that you're going there for 4 years, and then one day you don't go there anymore. You've graduated. It would be a little bit weird if you continued the habit of showing up to eat your lunch at high school every single day. You've outgrown that. It's also probably illegal on some level, and it's just not appropriate. So when I think of that for myself, like going on my screens before bed, it might feel really nice in the moment, but it's maybe not appropriate for the life I want. It's not appropriate for the person I am anymore. It doesn't mean we don't get to do our habits. So it doesn't mean I can never go on a screen, like look at my phone and watch TikToks. It doesn't mean I can never watch a video after the kids are in bed. That stuff is fine, but I need to learn how to prioritize what I actually want to do. This is reminding me right now of a TikTok or an Instagram reel or something that my friend sent to me. And the woman says, don't say, I can't do it. Say, I don't want to do it, because you can. Chances are the things you're talking about are things that are very doable, but you are choosing not to do them. You don't want to. And that's okay. We have this shame of like, I don't want to do that. So we just say, I can't. I'm so sorry. I feel like you can probably hear this like stroller or cart, whatever, is being pushed on the kitchen floor above me. Oh my gosh. Please send all the vibes that my kids sleep through the night whenever you listen to this. I don't care how many times or how far away that is. Any time that they sleep through the night would be fantastic. I have not slept through the night in over a year and a half. November 5th, 2023. I remember the day because I was in New York at the New York Marathon cheering on my sister, and I shared a queen bed with no children. It was blissful. I slept for 10 hours straight, and that was the last time that I slept through the night. So there's your daily dose of birth control. If you are thinking about kids, or if you are like not pregnant right now and you're thinking maybe I should get pregnant again, maybe not. Maybe just hold off for a minute. Get through the cycle of sleeping through the night. Back to our topic. Something else that I am outgrowing is, I kind of mentioned like doom scrolling. I'm finding that I'm outgrowing sugar and my sweet tooth. I really enjoy my sweet tooth. I've always loved it, and I'm kind of realizing I don't want it as much, but I still give myself the sugar when I don't want it. So it's more of a habit rather than a craving. So when I'm becoming aware of that, it is realizing like something I've outgrown. And that's again with the doom scrolling or just spending too much time on my phone in general. I don't do it because I want to. It's truly a habit, and I'm fully ready to outgrow that habit. There's things that we can really love that we don't necessarily want to give up, and they're not bad for us either. And sometimes we outgrow those as well. For my example, it's rock climbing. It just does not fit in my lifestyle anymore, and I miss it so much. I would like to get back into it. I think I've mentioned that before, but I have to understand it's not fitting my life right now. It's not cohesive to my kids or my schedule or my time. Like, there's just no way it's fitting in right now. And that's okay. But it means I've outgrown it for the time being, and I need to let it go. Another one would be reading as much as I did. I find it really hard for a book to keep my attention lately. It has to be really good. I don't know. It like very interesting. And it doesn't matter whether it's like fiction, nonfiction. I will finish the book if it keeps my attention. But I just don't have time to sit and read and like zone out for 10 minutes and then go back and reread. I'm reading usually into the night, finishing the book within 24 hours just so I can have it done. And that is something that's also not really fitting my lifestyle anymore, as I mentioned with the sleeping situation. So outgrowing things that we love that are not bad habits is so hard. And it's one of those, it reminds me of that quote, I think, of like, you can have it all, but you cannot have it all at the same time. It is one of the most humbling things to think of for us as human beings, I think, especially moms. We want it so bad. We want everything. We want a happy attitude and a great job and time with our kids and a flirtatious, fun relationship with our partners and a fulfilling job. And it's just, you're not, like, you're only human. We can't be spreading ourselves that thin. And so it means that we have to drop some of our habits that they still mean a lot to us, and we can always come back to them and pick them up again. But it's just not something that's fitting for us right now. We've outgrown it. And back to my first point, maybe we are feeling entitled to something that we just don't have room for. That's something I know I have dealt with a lot lately. So my last point is kind of touching on like the whole you can have it all, just not at the same time. And this is comparing ourselves to people who are at different points in life than we are. This was something that was brought up to my attention from a friend of mine. She's 29. She is married to this great guy. They have 2 kids and she's pregnant with her third. And they're all like, so this is her third pregnancy in 4 years. And she sent me this TikTok the other day, or sent me a text saying, I'm watching Instagram and I just want to eat my muffin and take a nap. But I'm getting all these posts that are saying things like, don't listen to what you want to do what you don't want to do, go do that workout. And she's like, stop telling me what to do, is her reaction. And I responded something like, who's writing this post? Is it somebody who is a mom of 3 kids or 2 kids who's in similar lifestyle as you? Or is this like some 23-year-old whose only job is to look hot, make motivational posts? Maybe they're a personal trainer and it comes like super second nature to them. They have no other responsibilities other than them and their job and making that post. Like putting that on Instagram was part of their responsibility list that day. Because if that's the case, if it's the second, don't be comparing yourself at 29 with kids to a 23-year-old who has a fairly simple job in the grand scheme of things. It's not realistic, and it's only going to make you feel really bad. Like, it's such a bad gateway into comparison and self-criticism, and if you do it long enough, depression. So just stop doing that. I think we've all done that. I do it. I have friends in my life, like my one friend, she's like 26, flies around the world. She has the most amazing style and she has the most incredible eye for detail. And I love living vicariously through her when she posts her stuff. But I also have caught myself multiple times trying to think of like, oh my gosh, like I want to do that. I want to travel more. Okay, I need to start planning how I'm going to do that. Like, she posts so consistently and it's so inspiring. I would like to be more consistent with posting, especially online. Like, I love creating content and I love sharing my thoughts. But in order to do that, you also have to create bite-sized versions of everything you're doing. And I don't have time to commit to every aspect of the bubble I'm trying to live in. And so I compare myself to her, or did. And I've had to let myself go back and be like, hey, you're actually living things that you once prayed for. You are living in things that you wished and dreamed for. Stop comparing to somebody who's younger than you, who has had a very different life, who is living a different life. Pause for footsteps. I think that's my 15-month-old. She walks like my husband, like very heel heavy, and it's so loud. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, just don't compare yourself to people, especially online, but I mean really in life. I have friends in real life as well that have 2 kids, similar ages. They are running a full-time media career. They are taking on clients. They are doing their UGC. Or like whatever. They've got lots going on. I look at them and I'm just like, how are you managing to do it? And I will tell you how they're doing it. They have partners who work shift work or like have days off in the week, so they get some childcare through their partner, or you know what I'm saying. They have family in town who take their kids for a couple of hours a few times a week or a day a week. I have one person I know who her in-laws, they bring an entire week's worth of food on Sundays to her house for her family. And so her and her husband don't have to worry about cooking dinners at all, ever. Those are all things that I don't have. On top of that, I actually have a lot of things that those people also don't have, perhaps. Like, I don't know what they don't have because a lot of people don't share the downsides or the negatives on social media, but I know that I have a lot of things that people are envious of. I saw another quote a couple days ago and it said, don't forget that there is somebody outside or out in the world right now who would do anything to trade spots with you right now. Your place in life right now, no matter all the feelings you're feeling, no matter what's broken in your house or all the things on your to-do list, there are people out there who would look at your life and said, I will take it. Put me in, I will swap right now. I will take it. If that person is not happy there, I would be thrilled to be there. And it doesn't mean we can't feel our feelings of just inadequacy sometimes. I know I feel that, but I think it's important that we acknowledge where they're coming from, figure out the root causes, cut them off, or deal with it in whatever way you like, and come back to gratitude. Coming back to gratitude for everything we have, for the time we have, and the freedom to use our time as we do, whether it is going on a walk and listening to a podcast, whether it's sitting in bed doom scrolling or sitting in bed journaling, putting our kids to bed, whether it's on time or not on time. These are all things that we are so lucky to do. And social media is going to show us one thing. It's going to tell us all the rules, all the parenting books to listen to and read. We're going to compare ourselves to our past selves that had maybe a better workout split or more money or just a higher income. And those are habits and just comparison that we need to let go of, perhaps. I think I've kind of made my point. I don't want to keep rambling. The reason I had to re-record is because last night I talked in so many circles that it's truly painful. I am not lying when I tell you I made 5 minutes into that video before of editing before I just was we're done, we're re-recording later. It was painful, not my best work, and I've put out some bad work and I still will not put this one out. It was that bad. So we're not going to talk in circles tonight. What we are going to do is go find a mirror and say, hey, you're doing all right, because that is truly the vibe of this episode. I think is just we are doing way better than we think we are. And if you can't accept that, just accept that you're doing all right. I want to say thanks so much for listening to this episode. If you are listening on Spotify or Apple, wherever you stream your podcasts, it would mean the world to me if you would go give us a review, rate it 5 stars if you're enjoying it. And if you have made it this far because you hate listening, give me 1 star. Let me know everything you hate about it. I would love to know. I have written my own 1-star reviews. I'm just never going to publish them. I use it as my own self-criticism, I guess. Rating and reviewing the podcast is really helpful. You can follow me on social media, sarah.g.carter, or She's Doing All Right as on Instagram. And you can also find all of that stuff in the description below. Yeah, I think I'm saying it now. Thanks for bearing with me through all of the footstep noises. And if I'm editing this and there are no footstep noises, I will be so shocked and delighted. I do want to make one last thing. I want to say that next week I am going to be guesting on Girl Dinner. If you're not familiar, that is a podcast. It's a comedy podcast between Sam and Amber. They are so funny. I've been listening to them since day 1. It's been over a year of episodes now. It's just funny, Canadian girl humor, girl chat. It's great. So I would recommend going to listen to them. And then tune in next week at Wednesday morning, and I will be there as well. And you'll get to hear the 3 of us chit chat. It'll be so fun. I am so excited. Can't wait. So I will see you there next Wednesday on Girl Dinner. Or if you're going to skip that one, which would be a massive mistake, you'll regret it, I'll see you next Friday. Thanks so much for listening. I love you. Bye.